WHNT News 19 Severe Weather Alert.
We have a new tornado warning in effect for Lincoln County, Tennessee, because of a severe thunderstorm that's moving out of North Alabama. Actually, it also includes now Limestone County, mainly affecting Ardmore. That's the main town that's in the path of this storm. That's our hook echo right there in northern Limestone County, just getting set to cross over Interstate 65. If you're traveling on I-65, if you're going to be on 65, by the way, since this is affecting Limestone County, we should be on WDRM here pretty soon. So if you need to be traveling, you can listen to us on WDRM. I-65 and U.S. Highway 31 through southern Giles County and northern Limestone County. You need to avoid that. We've got a possible these trees and hills. It's almost impossible to see a tornado that's coming. And we've got a couple of storm chasers out there that are very close to this storm, and we're going to check in with them momentarily. But for right now, I want to toss it over to Ben for just a moment. We'll get Ben's mic on. And all right, thank you very much. I just heard from our storm chaser, Mike Wilhelm. They are headed up toward Fayetteville to try to intercept this storm as it comes through Lincoln County. So we should be getting some video from him soon on the live stream. His stream is not active at the moment, but I'm watching it on my computer over here on the wall. And as soon as we get some confirmation from him that we can take that video, we will take it. He is going to be working up into Lincoln County to watch this storm come through. And I tell you what, let's go over to Armour and look at it. That hook right there, just east of Elkmont, northwest of Thatch, where we have the possible tornado. There's a chance that there could be any of these storms going into rotation, even the ones that are north of this primary one. White line here, that's Ardmore sitting right on the state line. This is Alabama Highway 53 going down into Madison County. You've got Old Railroad Bed Road up here. There's Taft. There's our hail core, and here's our possible tornado, just really right in the Ardmore city limits. If there's a tornado on the ground, it is in Ardmore now. You need to be in a safe place. Just went through all that, but we'll do it again. Basement, storm shelter, interior closets, hallways, bathrooms, those are the places you want to be. At the very least, we probably have a wall cloud, if not a tornado involved with it. In fact, if we could, let's just go ahead and take Mike Wilhelm's live stream. If we have that ready in the control room, you guys can let me know when we do have that. He's going to be intercepting this storm as it comes up. He's coming up Highway 231, looking at this from the north and west. So our tornado warning for Limestone County is just for a couple of more minutes. The tornado warning for Giles County is just for a few more minutes, and you can see that purple box right there. That's the polygon warning. Most of Giles County is fine. If you're in Pulaski, no problem. If you're at Chambers, is over at the Severe Weather Pod. Brandon, what are you seeing from your vantage point?
Yes, the Doppler radar indicated tornado, so no official reports of a tornado on the ground, but we are getting reports of 1-inch hail, quarter-sized hail, and a possible wall cloud near the I-65 Welcome Center. There's Mike Wilhelm. Is he headed up north toward, is he up 65 now, or?
I think he's up 231.
231, okay, yeah, he's headed up to intercept this storm. Again, that's what we rely on to give definitive answers on whether a tornado is actually affecting the area. This is what we're looking at is Armour Storm Vision in one screen and Mike Wilhelm in the other, and that's now Armour, and the rotation is just now passing near the Ardmore area and just to the northeast near Taft. Fayetteville, you're getting some heavy downpours at the current time, but the storm that we're most concerned about is just now just to the northwest of Madison County. That is why the tornado.
Let's take Mike's stream fully. He says he has a wall cloud right now, and he's going up Highway 231, so let's get that visual confirmation. He actually has a helper, Sarah Vines, from down in Jefferson County, helping him today. So we appreciate both of their efforts, and it's always good to have a partner if you're going to be an effective storm chaser. So we're going to go back and forth between Mike's live stream. What you see in the top box here, the tornadic storm is right on top of the county line between Limestone County and Lincoln County, Tennessee. What you're seeing in the lower box, a wall cloud associated with that storm, and that wall cloud is in the left-hand part of the picture. The reason you can't see all the way to the left is because you would be looking straight at Mike's head. So they're looking a little bit in front of the car and off to the west as this storm approaches. So occasionally we'll get little hiccups in the stream. They're using cellular service, and you know how that can get when you're driving up and down Highway 231 through northern Madison County and Lincoln County, Tennessee. They just passed Hazel Green, so they're getting close to the state line. They're going to have a great option here to intercept this storm as it's moving across this part of Lincoln County, Tennessee. And again, this is live armor from the...
But the tornado warning for Lincoln County continues until 2:30 for another 10 minutes. Train spotters Mike Wilhelm, they have confirmed a wall cloud near Ardmore moving to the north and northeast at about 45 miles per hour. But again, if you...
County line just west of Florence, is west of Sheffield.
Biggest system we're watching right now, the one over Lincoln County, Tennessee. You can see the lightning flashing there within that wall cloud. And we're going to keep, guys, let's see if we can take that full screen. Let's take Ustream full and see if we can get a closer look and see if that wall cloud is, okay.
What they're telling me, Ben, is that there's a wall cloud with what they call a beaver's tail. And if you've been through storm spotter training, you know what that is. It's a little tail cloud that feeds into the wall cloud where we have moist air rising up into it. So Mike Mike is not reporting a tornado right now, but we have the makings of one, the beginnings of one possible there in southern Lincoln County.
Okay.
And what you're seeing right now, the full screen image there, is the zoomed in version of what the storm looks like. What you see right here, Ben, let's go over to you.
New tornado warning for Franklin, Lincoln, and Moore County till 3 o'clock. This is the same one we've been tracking near Taft that's moving to the north and northeast. Now, if you're in Fayetteville, you need to be in a safe spot. If you are in Coldwater, this is moving to the northeast at 45 miles per hour. This is not confirmed as of yet, but there is some rotation. There is a lowering of the cloud base. There is a wall cloud.
And speaking of that, let's get Mike Wilhelm's stream up while you're talking, Ben.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get that. Mike Wilhelm, our storm chaser, is very close to that storm now. He's actually on US 231 heading north, trying to intercept the storm. And right now, you can just see just very ominous looking there, lowering of the cloud.
That's that beaver tail that's going up into it. Can we take that full? It's better to have a visual on it right now. We can't take it full. Okay, we have to keep radar and keep that together. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We'll just kind of point this out. Is there any way you can put me in the lower box? Is that a possibility? That is a possibility. Okay, I'm going to walk into the lower box down here. And we're going to kind of point this out as Mike is working on it. I'm going to be really small in that box, and radar is going to be really big above me. But you can keep the perspective there. What you're seeing is the lowering, the beaver's tail that is moving into it's rain-cooled air that's being pulled up into the updraft of the storm. And tornadoes happen in the updraft area. They don't happen out where the heavy rain is, but there's a real risk here that we could have a tornado down on the ground at any point. They think that there could be a funnel associated with it, but they cannot see it just yet. So there's no visual confirmation of a tornado, but there's certainly radar indication, and there is a structure there that we could have a tornado that forms at any moment. Another issue is the amount of precipitation falling. There may be a curtain of rain totally surrounding this. Ben, I did not mean to step on your toes. I'm going to come back and let you finish your thought. Just wanted to get that video up so folks could see it.
Oh, no doubt about it. And it looks like the possible tornado is very close to the US 231 corridor right now, and Mike Wilhelm would be right on top of the potential tornado right now. So we're going to keep that U stream up there and see if we see anything besides that beaver tail there. Maybe we'll see some rotation and maybe a little something to the ground. Of course, we don't want that, but just in case, you need to go ahead and be in a safe place right now, a bathroom, a closet, interior room for another 10 or 15 minutes if you are along US 231 south of Fayetteville as this system moves on by. There's also a very strong thunderstorm in Colbert and Lauderdale counties. We were talking about this one earlier. Still some very large hail approaching Florence into Lauderdale County. But right now there's only one tornado warning for our viewing audience. That's for Lincoln County, Tennessee until 3 o'clock. We have not confirmed this yet, but there is a wall cloud and the potential of a tornado as this tracks into Lincoln County, Tennessee. And Brandon Chambers has that up there. And wherever you see that pink color, that is very, very heavy rain and very large hail. And there are some of the smaller communities on there, Highland Rim Falls subdivision as well, just south of downtown Fayetteville.
All right, thank you, Ben. What we're just looking through multiple channels. We're looking at Facebook reports, Twitter reports, and through the National Weather Service chat. We actually, what you see down there in the lower box is Mike Wilhelm's stream. In the upper box, the radar. There is still a good indication on radar that a tornado is possible, but we believe it will be south of Fayetteville now. The possible tornado would be in this area here. It's almost a debris ball showing up there, but Mike hasn't given us an indication that there's an actual tornado there. And if I keep looking off to the side here, I'm watching Mike's stream while we're pointing things out on radar too. That's US 231. Fayetteville's airport sits right about there. There's potentially some really large hail about to fall right on top of the airport if it's not already falling now. We'll just look at things together. Still see that wall cloud on Mike's stream, although it looks like his video is getting a little bit choppy at this point, so he may be in an environment where the cellular service is not doing a great job for him. But we'll continue monitoring both of these things. Possible tornado on the ground south of Fayetteville. If it is there, we should be able to see it with Mike's camera, but on the chance we can't see it, there's a chance it could be wrapped in rain. So don't be lulled into a false sense of security just because we don't see it on that live stream. There is a chance that it could be hiding back there behind some very heavy rain or maybe even some hail. Brandon, I see you intently looking at a few things over there. What kind of new information can you give us?
Yeah, given the latest scans and also like you watching Mike's video, and I think we're going to try to effort to get Mike on the phone so he can get an update from the field to see exactly where he's at and exactly what he's seeing. Right now, this is still a Doppler radar indicated tornado warning situation, and we're watching the various sources of information coming into the Weather Center very intently to see if that changes over to confirmed tornado. Right now, we need to treat it as such. It's south of Fayetteville now. It's moving to the northeast, and there's still a distinct hook echo, although we've seen tighter velocity couplets throughout the afternoon. Here comes the latest data, now moving to the northeast, just southeast of Fayetteville. So let's consider Fayetteville in the warning area and in the tornado threat area.
The circulation center is over here just west of Taft. It's coming right over you. We lost Mike Wilhelm's feed. He has been stationary for a couple of moments on that. Hopefully we can get that back. But he was not able to find a tornado in this storm. Doesn't mean that there's not one in the one coming up behind it. We mentioned this earlier this morning. Sometimes when you tornado protection plan, lowest level of your home, centermost portion of your home, away from windows and doors. And if you have a moment, if they're readily available, some blankets, some pillows, anything, helmets would be great to protect you from the potential for debris. And again, these are not, okay, it looks like Storm Spotter. And in the bottom of the screen there, you see Mike Wilhelm's live stream is back up. He's got a good solid rain-free base and a wall cloud. He's on the storm that's about to cross over Highway 231 in southern Lincoln County. So let's look at our warnings. We have one that's right now. Let's zoom back in here on Lincoln County, and we're going to hear from Mike Wilhelm, WHNT News 19 storm chaser. Mike, what have you seen, and what do you continue to see up there in Lincoln County?
Hey, Jason. Yeah, we have seen a couple of wall clouds on these storms. The first one was very obviously rotating, and at one point it really seemed as if it was trying to produce a funnel, but no touchdown of a tornado. And now we're seeing another wall cloud on this back cell. And again, no sign of really even no sign of a funnel cloud with this one.
Now, you were on both these storms and the early morning storms. What do you see as the main difference between the two, or or is there any real visible difference that is that you're able to see just from ground level?
I haven't really seen a lot of difference. Personally, the difference was on that other one, it was just starting to form the tornado as I was real close to it. This one I've been able to see it. I have not seen any sign of that happening.
Well,
we're continuing to watch it and making sure that nothing does happen. And if we do see something, we'll be letting you know immediately.
All right, we appreciate you and your partner Sarah Vines there up in Lincoln County. Keep us updated on live stream, and if you see something, certainly chime in and let us know about it. And I know, as we have said over and over and over, Mike knows how to stay safe. He is staying south of those storms, watching them from a safe distance. We don't recommend that you attempt to chase a storm without some kind of training. And Mike, is there anything else you need to add about these storms? Have you seen any hail, any damage, anything like that?
Have not seen any damage from these storms up in Lincoln County. We haven't been in a position where we would see any hail because we are kind of south and east of the storm. But this wall cloud is very persistent right now, and it is showing up on our live stream.
Okay, so let's put that back in the double box, Mike. We're going to let you go and just kind of hang with us. And if you get into a point where you see something, give us a call back, or we will get back in touch with you if we see it on your live stream. So be safe out there.
Really, thanks, Jason.
All right, that's again WHNT News 19 storm chaser Mike Wilhelm. He is a pro. He knows how to do it. We don't recommend you do it unless you have some good, solid training on where you need to be relative to these storms. So let's get you updated on it. And it looks like the Weather Service dropped those polygons. Did they cancel the warning, or did we just see the polygons go away?
It has just dropped. For 3 p.m., they've replaced it with a severe thunderstorm warning. We're going to see if they reissue a tornado warning. But right now, it looks like it's been dropped for those areas, although the signatures are very, very impressive. We do have those 2 hook echoes, definitely. So
yeah, I mean, the signatures are definitely still there, but as Mike said, he's not seen a tornado. He's heard of no damage. And we're still, let's go to double box this. So let's kind of just stay with this for a minute, because we still do have tornado warnings in effect for the valley. But I want to keep looking at that wall cloud, and let's shift the radar away. Since we don't have tornado warnings on it, let's keep it in double box here. Let's shift the radar over to the Shoals area, because that's our only tornado warning left. But I'll tell you, those storms up there in southern Middle Tennessee could produce. So we're going to keep watching Mike's live stream, and if we see a funnel of any kind, we're going to be able to let you know about it. We don't have a chaser on this storm that's on around the Rogersville area, but there is a pretty good echo there where there's likelihood of a tornado. If there's not one on the ground, there's probably the same kind of storm structure there that you see in the lower left-hand box, where there's a wall cloud that could be rotating. There may be a funnel that appears and disappears, but if you're around Rogersville, we want you to go ahead and be in a safe place just as soon as you can possibly get there. And so far, so good. We have not heard reports of additional damage like we had earlier this morning. But it's like we asked Mike, and you know, Mike is a guy I trust with my life out there in the field. If he sees no difference visually from the ground, then you won't be able to see much difference from the tornadoes we had this morning to storms that might not produce tornadoes. The only difference is if you happen to be right in that spot where a tornado may be visible when there's not a curtain of rain wrapped all the way around it. So tornado warning remains in effect for Lauderdale County. It does not include Limestone County. That polygon stops right at the line. So, you know, Limestone County, you're right on the cusp of this thing. And if it continues to show this sign of circulation, the Weather Service may opt to include Limestone County in the warning. But for right now, the only tornado warning we have is for Colbert, Lauderdale, and Lawrence until 3:15. The Weather Service actually says some structural damage along with golf ball size hail has been reported with this storm, but I have not seen where that structural damage came from. Oh, the roof collapse.
That's correct.
The roof collapse. Okay, yeah, the roof collapse. I let that slip my mind. So we did have the roof collapse in Muscle Shoals. There has been a report of some structural damage with it, and that's the only report of damage that we have at this point. So, again, we're still watching Mike's live stream down there in the bottom. What you're seeing in the top of the screen is the tornado warning for Colbert and Lauderdale and northern Lawrence County. Now, again, we've kind of gone through this, and we like to come back to it. If you're in Moulton, if you're in Florence, Muscle Shoals, this tornado warning does not impact you now. This is primarily around the Rogersville area near the Tennessee River. right near Highway 72. You can see US 72 is highlighted there in the frame. County Road 44 is right about where that tornado would be, or is it County Road 414, County Road 414, right up to the Limestone County line. They have not opted to include Limestone County with it yet, but we will definitely be watching that very closely. So we're getting a couple of reports of dime-size hail down around Littleville in southern Colbert County. Well, I'll tell you what, let's back the radar out and just do, again, a Tennessee Valley-wide view so that everybody can see where they are relative to these storms. Our lone tornado warning is that one in eastern Lauderdale County, but this storm in the Littleville area is producing some dime-sized hail. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning down here in Marion County for storms that are just south of Hackleburg and North Fork. And then there's a host of other storms back over here in western Tennessee that we've got to watch out for too. In fact, let's shift this over and you can see these storms lined up here. There's a tornado warning north of I-40. There's one just right on the Mississippi-Tennessee line. These are moving to the northeast, so those initial storms will likely pass out there. That are positioned on this. We've got Mike Wilhelm, who's up in Hazel Green. They are in the parking lot there at Foodland, close to Hazel Green High School, looking back to the west. He just let me know that they lost their internet connection, but they're working on getting it back. So we have a very powerful thunderstorm in Madison County. The tornadic part of the storm will pass north of Harvest proper, right there, right in the middle of Harvest. But if you consider yourself to live in either Harvest or Tony, you need to be in a safe place now. Highway 53 is a danger zone. Don't travel 53 between Ardmore, the Limestone County line, and down toward Jeff Road in Madison County. Okay, that camera perspective was looking north, so we were likely seeing the backside of that storm. So you can see in the damaged trees there how low the clouds get. We're not going to be able to see wall cloud here, and I think from Mike's stream we're able to see wall cloud from here too. Problem is, there's not a lot of good contrast on it. Let's just take that video and look at that. You've got a pretty good lowering there on the left side of the picture. There's a good rain shaft. We're going to watch both of these very, very carefully. There is a tornado warning in effect. That means that any of these storms that develop have potential to produce the same kind of damage that we had earlier this morning. And again, you're looking live in the lower left-hand corner of your screen at Mike Wilhelm's stream. He's at the Foodland up there in Hazel Green, next to Hazel Green High School, looking west-southwest toward the storm. And based on his vantage point, he's going to be awfully close to where a possible tornado would ultimately cross U.S. Highway 231 in northern Madison County. Very powerful storm. This one has had a history of producing damage as well. There has been damage done in Muscle Shoals. We need to effort some information on that. As soon as we get that information, we will pass it along. I know there are a lot of folks watching all over the state of Alabama, Tennessee, and around other parts of the country who may have interests around here, want to check on family members. We know that there has been some damage around Muscle Shoals, but there hasn't been much else other than from the... All right, so Mike has moved locations. He's at Plainview Baptist Church in Hazel... Plainview Church of Christ in Hazel Green, and he's still looking back to the west. We may not actually see a tornado from that vantage point because of the way that the contrast is working here. Trees are down. Here's some reports coming in. Structural damage to a roof 3 miles north of Rogersville. Same storm we're watching here on the live stream and on the radar has produced some structural damage in parts of Lauderdale County and Limestone County, we believe. Funnel cloud was reported near Cortland earlier. So again, we don't need to get tunnel vision here. We're looking at this storm and it's intense, but let's very quickly go back down to Lawrence County and look at this one. And if there's a way you can pop me in if we need to take the box down. Okay, thank you. This is mainly in Limestone County now, and there's a severe thunderstorm warning up for it. There's no longer a tornado warning on it. A funnel cloud was reported earlier, but no damage. Places like Ripley down here around Nuclear Plant Road and coming pretty close to Hazel Green. So we're going to monitor all these live streams. Let's get Mike's back up in this monitor out here so that we can watch it too. We're going to hold with radar until we get a visual confirmation on something. And Mike is in contact with multiple folks here in the station, so if he doesn't get one of us directly, he's going to get someone and be able to tell us what's going on. That spot right there where the possible tornado would be, we saw the wall cloud from Highway 53 down here at Birdwell Road looking to the north, it's moving in this direction over toward Hazel Green. So if you're around Hazel Green High School, the Foodland, anywhere, if you consider yourself a member of the Hazel Green community, get to safety now. Same thing around New Sharon. This is a powerful thunderstorm. There may be gusty winds in excess of 50 or 60 miles per hour. Even if there's no tornado here, this could be detrimental to a mobile home. It can knock trees down on well-built homes and cause damage. And a lot of times our injuries in severe weather situations don't occur because a house was destroyed. They occur because a tree fell through a room. So be aware if there's a big old pine tree next to a particular room that may be on the west side of the house. Think about where that tree might come down in a strong west wind or a strong southwest wind, and try to avoid that area. In a well-frame built house, in the middle of the house, in a hallway or a closet or a bathroom, that's going to provide you the most protection. But if you're in a mobile home, you need to get out of that right now. So let's pop these double box back up, and I'll just kind of step out of the image here. You're looking at northern Madison County there. This does not impact the city of Huntsville. It will not impact Madison. It's not going toward New Hope or Owens Crossroads. This is Mike Wilhelm's Ustream feed. He is in the Hazel Green area, and it looks like he's gotten back out on Highway 231, and he is most likely headed south given the look to the sky. So I think he's just making sure that he's out of the range of this possible tornado, because it is bearing right down on where his location was, close to Hazel Green High School. Northern Madison County, I don't have enough to really call it a tornado emergency because I don't have a report of a tornado, but there is definitely a possibility there. A spotter in Hazel Green is now reporting a possible rain-wrapped tornado. The National Weather Service in Huntsville is continuing this warning until 4 p.m. We've got dime-sized hail coming down in Tony. There is a possible rain-wrapped tornado back in there, and Mike is repositioning that camera so that we can clearly see what's going on. There you see the McDonald's in Hazel Green right on the Parkway, right on Highway 231. So a powerful storm headed right into Hazel Green. Please take cover immediately, as there may be a rain-wrapped tornado approaching Hazel Green right now. Don't take it lightly. We've already had what appeared to be 2 tornadoes in Madison County already this morning. And you can see that flag. That flag is blowing into the storm. It's not blowing out of it. So there's good inflow into this thunderstorm. You can see how they're positioning the camera around to make sure that they see anything that's coming that direction. And at least for right now, we don't see a tornado. We don't see violent winds out ahead of this, but it is a very close situation, and it's something to be aware of. There you see the post office there in Hazel Green. The power lines are stretched across the west side of Highway 231, and that's our possible tornado. Now south of New Sharon, moving right in on Hazel Green, and this will come up to the northeastern part of Madison County. And eventually, it's, of course, staying north of Huntsville, staying north of Gurley and Madison. If you're hearing the tornado sirens anywhere south of U.S. Highway 72, you don't have to.
Now, in addition to the tornado threat, even though it hasn't been confirmed, this is a very dangerous storm, even if a tornado doesn't ever touch down today with this storm. We're talking baseball-sized hail, strong straight-line winds in excess of 70 miles per hour, and also the threat, of course, for tornadoes, heavy downpours, lightning. This is just a force to be reckoned with, even if a tornado does not touch down. Right now, the main concern is just right over Hazel Green and just to the east. So if you're in Newmarket, take your tornado precautions now. The hail core is just to the north and to the east of 231, north and east of Hazel Green, about to head over the state line into southern Tennessee, southern Lincoln County, Tennessee. And within this large area of black and purple you see here, this is not something we see often in the southeast. This is more of a typical southern plains type of signature with baseball-sized hail, but that indicates strong updrafts, and a lot of times what goes up in a storm must come down. So if we have a strong updraft supporting baseball-sized hail, we're going to be watching for the possibility of strong downdrafts and strong straight-line winds in excess of 70 miles per hour. So you may see straight-line winds that equal a weak tornado. So that's another threat, and those winds will be extending out well ahead of this storm into Newmarket. Points of southern and southeastern Lincoln County, Tennessee, there's 64. You can see that there. Again, this storm